Lewandowski will be moving to Barcelona potentially. They have made a bid for 34 million euros. 8 years at the club, Sundeep. Lewandowski, a very successful tenure with the German supergiants. What is your take on Lewandowski's time at Bayern?
I think if you really look at what he created and did for Bayern, is extraordinary. I mean, you rarely have strikers who kind of, do 34 goals on average per season. And this he has been doing right from the beginning. I think, but the major question, and this is a discussion we keep having, all the time, is when these big players who have performed at a level that nobody else does, they are in the top three in Europe. They are probably in the top three, top two in the world in terms of strike rates. When they move after 8 or 10 years, are they really going to adapt to some other club?
It's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the atmosphere of Bayern, you look at the atmosphere in Barcelona. It's completely different. So, for me, those are the questions. Whether it's for Sadio Mane, whether it's for Lewandowski, I think those are the main questions that you need to answer. So much so, not so much for Lukaku, because he's already been there.
Yeah.
He's performed at Inter. He's come back to Chelsea. Things didn't happen. Now he's going back. So I think if you keep Lukaku a little on the side and focus on these two, I think that's where probably the questions are, that, whether these answers to these questions would be at those clubs and with their performances. I think those are the main things that we really need to understand and probably talk about that way.
Right. Lewandowski had a goal involvement of 0.95 at Bayern, but moving to Barcelona would be a little tough. The league is different. It's more technical out there. The skill set is different. So, and as we were discussing earlier, the environment will be different. The stadium will be different. So, will Lewandowski deliver for Xavi at Barcelona?
I mean, by the record of the last 8, 9, 10, even when he was at Dortmund, if you really look at that, that probably gives a little bit of comfort to all the Barca fans out there. He moved from FC Poznan, if I'm correct.
Right.
And he won the league in Poland. Then he moves to Dortmund. Okay, and we were just talking about this. Not many people know that, when he was bought by Dortmund at that time, 4.8 million or so, Blackburn Rovers also was in the bid. I just imagine what would have happened if Rovers would have taken him. Then your entire Bundesliga would never have seen him.
Right.
Probably he would have been in United or some other big team. But if from Poland, he moves on as the topmost striker and he's won the league there.
Right.
He goes to Dortmund, he wins the league there. He goes to the Champions League final. And I think Klopp's team probably played Bayern at that time in the final. They lost. Then he moves to Bayern and he's a success. So if just you go by the pure simple record out there, I think what he will deliver there is probably almost at the same level or probably a few notches below, but not too much in Barca. He's a guy who's technically, I think you will probably agree on this, he's technically pretty perfect out there. He uses both the feet. Okay, his score sense is astonishing. And I think 80 to 90% or even probably above 70% of his goals have come in the penalty box.
Inside the box.
So if all those balls are coming to him, if Barcelona is going to play to him, if Barcelona can play up to Messi's strengths and Messi plays up to the striker's strength, I think the same thing probably applies to Lewandowski. So in those ways, as simple as an equation can be, he will be a success in Soham.
Certainly. As you mentioned, Lewandowski scored 5 goals in just a matter of 9 minutes at Bayern Munich, and there were a lot of other special moments that the Bayern fans will never forget.